Why is the market dropping so much? What should we do at this moment? Should we panic? Is this the beginning of a bear market? Or are we just hitting key levels and should we take advantage of it? My dear friends, emergency episode, what should we do now? How should we behave? What should we buy? Which coins should we be interested in? So without further ado, let's start this episode. And my dear friends, I was just about to go to the office, but when I saw what was happening, I decided not to leave you without information. Without this, so that you know what to do, because surely more than one of you is panicking at this moment, wanting to sell your bags on the spot, not knowing whether to buy, not knowing what to do in the futures market, and we have a perfect, beautiful fulfillment of the levels we've been talking about for several weeks. So, my dear ones, don't panic, sit down calmly, and we will go through my entire list. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, to see what to do, which levels are crucial for us at this moment. So, dear ones, we start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently making a move that we anticipated in the last analyses. We are currently filling the bullish liquidity level of the consolidation that we have actually maintained since November 2024. What is crucial for us now? Is this the beginning of a bear market? No. My dear ones, this is not yet the beginning of a bear market. The beginning of a bear market, meaning the point where we could define it as a trend break, receiving a change of character that is only breaking through 87,000 on the downside, meaning dropping and closing candles below 80,000, which is the 1.131 trend free base extension. Could this indicate that we are starting without C? My dear friends, not yet. I think you can still feel safe as long as we don't break significantly strongly downward. $73,000, there's no point in talking about any bear market. We can only talk about an expected correction, actually a healthy correction, gathering liquidity from lower levels. And for me, in my humble opinion, it is an opportunity, Shay, to make purchases using the DCA method on the spot market and possibly the futures market. However, when it comes to the futures market, don't get carried away because we have falling knives. If we look at the lower time frames, we see that there is some fat finger sell here. Of course, filling the zones is certainly possible. However, catching futures at this moment can be break your fingers. Of course, personally, I am buying Bitcoin at this point. I actually have a tablet with me. The situation is so urgent that I won't have time to do it after our recording. So I will be making purchases. In fact, it's immediately in real time because at this moment, it is truly crucial for us. So my dear friends, along on Bitcoin, essentially a spot swing, executed. Exactly. From yesterday's live session was also taken. However, here we will turn on the chart on Binance because it has a slightly longer history. And we can see that exactly was taken from the area right here below. Value area. I don't intend to hold the dot for long as it's quite a risky peak, so I'll probably close it very quickly. All right, let's move on, as we shouldn't waste time here. Ethereum, my dear friends, short squeeze. However, it was pushed further, you could say, meaning even more shorts came in. What's happening here? For me, this is a zone we talked about some time ago. I'm not panicking yet when it comes to Ethereum. Of course, it's behaving as expected, but around $2,200, where no one believed we could still find it, I have my spot orders. I also have orders in the futures market because this is our main liquidity level at the moment, our main defense level on Ethereum against drops to $1,700, $1,500. So you need to be very careful here. In my opinion, there is still time to buy. For those who have bought Ethereum somewhere, I'm not saying it won't rise again, because as I said, in my opinion, the bull market is not over yet. However, the situation is quite deadlocked. It's quite dangerous, but don't panic, because there's no point. I treat these declines as, one could say, an opportunity to add more to the portfolio before any potential increases, because I believe that we should still see the second leg of the bull market, but the situation, of course, looks quite weak. Listen, when it comes to Quanta, for now I'm holding off. I'm not touching this coin at the moment. My zones are not filled. Solana, my dear friends, is entering a zone of strong interest when it comes to my purchases. Here, around $127, I will be buying Solana. I will be buying it on the spot market. I won't be taking it on the futures market because the futures market for Solana is highly threatened, quite dangerous due to the number of memes. And the fact that these memes can actually crash somewhere. And this meme frenzy, it will also end a little. So, for Solana, here of course, 0.382, around $132 as a potential DCA spot for loading into a swing long. However, I will only start catching a bit long on Solana from 127th. Of course, the zones are being filled. This zone is quite wide, however. You should decide whether you want to start catching Solana slowly now or only upon entering the green zone. And I remind you, my dear friends, you don't catch falling knives in the futures market because it's not like at the moment you start catching them, 90% of you will simply get wiped out. Such falling knives can potentially be filled with orders in the spot market because there we can simply feel safe. In the futures market, I would rather suggest taking a position. This is after the momentum flattens out at a point where we actually stop, the market relaxes a bit, and we might see some buyback. So for now, my dear friends, rather swings on the spot market. Even at this moment, I'm looking at Enterprise 89,129 on Bitcoin. Already $600 on a single unit. We have a live session in the episode, so we can, my dear friends, continue with the topic. A quick episode, I apologize, completely without an agenda, unplanned, but you just need to know this. Link, my dear friends, I bought Link around 1650, and I believe it was a good place to buy as far as DCA is concerned. And that's exactly what I intend to do with Link. At this moment, we are defining the second zone at 1450, the next zone for my DCA purchases, which is also a liquidity area. We see an immediate reaction. In fact, if we break through, my dear friends, this level, then only around $9.5. I will consider purchasing this asset. And we are close to the actual low of our bear market, which was in 2023 to 2024. You could say a bit as well. So be careful with your purchases. Definitely don't go all in, because it might clean out your accounts. If the situation arises that we don't actually stop at these zones that I'm showing you in today's episode, remember, that's why you make purchases with a small percentage of your capital, not all in, because the zone is filled, because we don't know what will happen here. Maybe a bear market is starting, or maybe it's just filling liquidity levels. And the so-called FUD, which is currently happening quite strongly through discussions, Trump's discussions with Putin and talks about ending the war. I even told you in the last live sessions that when the war is officially ended, we might experience a market dump lasting a few days, due to the lack of necessity to buy risky assets, and one of those risky assets will be Bitcoin. Ukraine will stop turning to cryptocurrencies because there will be no point, as it will be post-war. They won't need to extract money through cryptocurrencies, so this might indicate even the end of the war. And there might be a situation where for a few days we will simply have reduced prices, reduced valuations on cryptocurrency assets. Moving on, listen, AVAX has broken out for now. I totally don't buy it. Ondo has entered my main buying zone at this moment, and Ondo, my dear friends, will also be an asset that I will be purchasing on the spot market. Even at this moment, we will enter the spot market. We will enter Ondo. Listen, and right away. We will make a purchase because this is an area of my interest. In fact, if we look at the cryptocurrency wallet from the investment experiment I'm conducting on Discord, hawkish, we can find, listen, Ondo. We have this Ondo purchased at an average price of 89 cents. So it was also quite a good spot. We are returning to this valuation from some time ago. Ondo, my dear friends, is also in my area, my strong area of interest for purchases. So here is such a purchase. It is being made right on the spot. Stellar, we have entered heavily into the area of interest. At this moment, regarding the spot, one can start to be interested in purchasing. However, I think I would like to wait for the fill. Fill the video up around 25 cents. Personally, I will be making purchases there. If we start to turn here, the momentum calms down, and we want to return to previous levels, I will still try in this green zone, which is between 28 and 31 cents. Stellar itself. Just to buy more, my dear friends, moving quickly, H-bar is returning to the parallel channel. If we break through the bottom, I'll hold off on buying for now. If we stay on this 18-cent line, it means good, it means maybe, and I'll just buy a little more of this H-bar on the spot, so we'll see how the price holds. Listen, Algorand is entering the optimal trade entry plus major liquid zone from this entire swing. So here, from 21 to 18 cents is also a good buying spot for Algorand, which you simply want to have on the spot. Personally, I will be buying more in this zone, both for the experimental portfolio and also for my private portfolio, specifically around the 20-cent area. XRP, my dear friends, let's set it aside for now because nothing really significant is happening with it. There aren't any declines that we could consider and simply fill in. I'm moving on here, listen further, because we still had coins that you were interested in. Jupiter is breaking away completely, so for now I'm also watching it from the sidelines. Phantom, my dear friends, Phantom. After these impulsive increases, I told you recently on the live stream that we would probably get a correction. Let's see how low it goes. In my opinion, the place that would be of interest for re-entry is precisely in Phantom. These are around 62 cents. This is a place that would not change the upward movement we have here. It would simply be a legitimate pullback. A good fill of the swing. In fact, we would make, listen, a golden pocket. You could say of this move because this is the legitimate place for a rebound and further run-up. For now, I'm not buying Solana because we have these falling knives, so I just don't want to take the risk. However, don't fret, don't stress. I think that the declines we are currently seeing in cryptocurrencies are being priced in maybe some event like the end of the war or something that might happen in the coming days. So keep an eye on macroeconomics and the economy, as this could also have an indirect impact on the cryptocurrency market. Personally, I see this dump as actually filling the levels we talked about for my dear weeks. And unfortunately, most people laughed at these valuations. Most said, what am I talking nonsense that such valuations would not hold? The question is, what about those people? At this moment, I secured my profits on the spot market, took some profits at the last peaks, at the last valuations we considered. At this moment, I'm waiting. I have money set aside to continue doing so, DCA on the spot market, and I will enter, as I said, on futures when the momentum calms down a bit. We'll see what happens today in America at 3 p.m. at the opening of the American market. Maybe we'll get some buyback. Maybe America will actually buy back these quite strong declines. Let's not kid ourselves, but my dear ones, don't panic. That's why I always tell you, do your own. Two scenarios, the growth scenario, if it continues, and the decline scenario, if we get that legitimate correction that we're currently experiencing and which has been echoed on YouTube for weeks. And then, in a situation where we have such declines as we do now, you are not stressed, but rather you wake up with a smile on your face because you have the opportunity to potentially buy more. Of course, these are scenarios we consider, assuming the bull market will continue. I personally believe that the bull market will continue, that corrections are necessary, corrections are healthy. They must occur in the economic cycle, which will then push the price upwards. So in my opinion, we might experience a few days now, maybe one, maybe a few days of declines, which you should consider where you want to buy, and I rather see further growth in the crypto market. Of course, I'm hedged, because if we started to make an overbalance of the entire bullish impulse, then probably I would start selling off my altcoin holdings. Remember that my purchases on the spot market, I have made them very, very low, so for me, even this correction that is happening now without buying more, I am still in quite a significant profit on some assets, even by 300 to 400%, like for example Phantom. So the point of view depends on the point of sitting. This is definitely not the time to panic and suddenly let go of all your bags just because the chart has dropped a bit. My dear friends, no. Look at the chart, where the liquidity zones are and how they are respected, because if we hold now and start to bounce back, it will be a very good sign. So, my dear friends, that's all. I hope that this quick update has given you some peace and helped you a bit to consider what you should be doing on the charts at this moment, to not panic, and rather look at it from the perspective of what and where I can buy. So, my dear friends, if you liked it, a subscription, a thumbs up. Thank you very much. I'm heading to the office, so take care for now. See you